Today I'm going to be solving the PortSwigger Lab 2FA broken logic. This lab is from Section 2, Authentication, Vulnerabilities, and Multifactor Authentication. For this lab, we're given credentials for the user Wiener, and we are given a victim username Carlos. So we'll start off by using the provided credentials to log into the farm with our burp proxy running. And once we do this, there are a few important things that we're going to need to notice. So I'm going to send in the request, and now I'm going to switch over to burp, and we can check this out. So the first thing that we need to note is that when we log in with valid credentials, we get redirected to this login to page. And this is the page right here that's prompting us to enter our 4-digit security code. And the other thing that we need to notice is that once we successfully log in, a 2FA code is sent to the user's email, which we can access through this option right here, email client. And every time we log in, a new code is generated. So I'm going to go back and log in again. And if I refresh this page here, we're going to see that a new security code was generated upon the login. What we can do is we can log in again with our credentials, and we'll try to modify our requests so that we can generate a 2FA code for the user Carlos. Before I log in, I'm going to switch over to burp, and I'm going to turn intercept on, hit login, and we can see in the cookie header of our requests, it looks like this application is trying to verify a username. So we can see our username here, Wiener, and I'm just going to switch this to Carlos. Turn intercept back off, and we can see that we've logged into our account again. I'm going to go over to the email, refresh the page, and we can see that there was no security code generated this time. So this is a pretty good indication that we were able to send a 2FA code to the user Carlos. Now that we have sent our code to the user Carlos, we're going to have to brute force that code. So we're going to write a simple bash loop to generate all the possible combinations. As we saw from before, these codes are only 4 digits long. So we are just going to run this command here. Our output looks pretty good. So I'm going to run the command again, and I'm going to redirect this to a word list. So now that we've generated our list of codes, we can try to brute force the combination. And since I don't have the pro version of burp, there's really no point in trying this in the community edition. It's going to take forever, but that's okay. I'm running Kali and I have wfuzz, so I'm just going to do it this way. So this is my command right here. I'm specifying the wordless file that I just created. I'm using the -d option to make a post request, and I'm fuzzing the parameter MFA code. And I'm also using the -b option to specify the cookie, and I'm trying to verify the user Carlos. So I'm going to run the command. Looks pretty good. Going to terminate that. And since I know that if I were to enter in the correct code, that I'm going to get a different response, I'm going to be redirected, I can just filter my command. That way I don't have to see all these HTTP 200 requests. And I'm going to run that, and I'm going to wait till I get the correct response. After about a minute, I was able to get a 302 response on the payload 1306. So it looks like we have our code. We can go back to the application, and we can try to log in again with our credentials. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now that I'm at this page here, prompting me for the code, I'm going to go over to burp, and I am going to turn intercept on. I'm going to input the code that we found for our user Carlos, 1306. Going to log in, and I'm going to change this cookie parameter again over to Carlos. And we can see that we have successfully logged in as the user Carlos.